Well, Chinese shoppers continue to drive sales growth over at Prada. The Italian fashion house said first half preliminary group sales rose nearly 12% to $2.3 billion, boosted largely by demand from the mainland. The company says buying from China helped push its overall Asia-Pacific sales up by nearly a fifth. Prada shares listed over in Hong Kong. Take a look at that. It's actually trading down in the order of about 2.3%, 2.4%. Let's try to find out why. It is on the buy column of Tanuj Shori, Executive Director, Consumer Equity Research, Asia ex Japan at Nomura. So Prada is a buy, but today somehow investors are selling down the stock. Why do you think this is the case?
See, the thing is, investors have been used to Prada beating the market estimates. So, but the reason is like Prada for a long period of time was growing much faster than the sector, and the growth trends are now converging with the sector. Having said that, valuation-wise, it's pretty much in line with the entire global luxury space. Because it's adding stores, the space growth could be higher, so the earnings growth you will get at least over the next couple of years would be better than the sector. So that's our call, is that stock should re-rate from these levels. I think one of the reasons from today's performance has also been the weaker than expected same-store sales growth, although the headline numbers were okay. And that is partly also has to do with difficult comps, because last year pretty much this time they started to slow down. So before that they were very strong.
Yeah, at a time when there's a big debate out there over the extent of the Chinese economic slowdown, is it a good thing to get into a stock that has a PE ratio of 23.4 times?
See, when we look at the luxury space, mainland tourists matter, Chinese matter, but they are essentially the global place. So, in fact, if you see the global luxury trends, it has picked up quarter on quarter in the second quarter. Most of the companies, LV, Boss, Tod's, Bottega Veneta have actually reported a sequential pickup, driven by Japan. US has been strong. Asia ex-China has been strong. So this China anti-corruption rhetoric will be a new normal, may impact in the long term. Like people will have to adjust to high single-digit, low double-digit growth rates, not 20%. But at least in the near term, like luxury is being supported by the other regions ex-China as well. So.
Yeah, in terms of valuation, especially given that gold prices have come off quite a bit, especially into this year, Chow Tai Fook, is that a better buy? Certainly, a PE ratio looking much lower at 15.3.
Right. Actually, it could be much lower because earnings upgrade cycle has to kick in. Our on-ground checks are July sales are also very strong for all the jewelry names. So essentially, market hasn't factored the volume growth which we have seen in the few months so far this year. So we definitely expect the one significant round of earnings upgrades for the entire jewelry sector kicking in, and that's yet to factor in the valuations.
Yeah, another buy item is L'Occitane, but it seems like, I guess, the luxury is where all the demand is because, again, PE ratio of more than 22 times, you're saying this is where the demand story is happening.
Right. So for L'Occitane actually has been the beaten down story for the last few months. Our call on L'Occitane is more driven by the long-term thesis, especially on the cosmetics and the Japanese market. Now, Japan is the biggest market for L'Occitane, and Japan has turned around corners in terms of consumption for most of the retail sectors. Cosmetics should not be very far. That is one. China, they have turned around. And as a sector, you would want to play cosmetic because it's the most defensive sector you would want to own. And generally trades at very, very high value. Like specifically for L'Occitane, at a point in time, it used to trade at 30% premium to the sector. Actually, now it's trading at 15% discount. So.
Yeah, maybe getting a more level-headed situation in light of where the luxury situation is.